Alright, so we are back for episode 2. I have lots of things planned here. I'm going to finish up the solar turbine. Need quite a few stacks of silver to make that entire thing, and lead. Get the furnace heater for it, start using the crystallizer, try to find some milk and some cows, get a feed station, finish up the farm, try to go for a matter fabricator and a recycler, and creating a compressor to be able to start making carbon and advanced alloys and also the rolling machine for the advanced alloys, the mixed ingots basically, and the copper heating coils for the industrial blast furnace, and of course making the industrial blast furnace and getting that finished. Lots to do, and I will skip through and start talking about each one. Alright, so after killing those two creepers right there at the end there, I finally got the gunpowder needed to make sulfuric acid, which was the last thing I needed in order to start making the solar turbine and finishing it up. Good thing about making the magnet is all it does is use part of the battery, which actually makes sense. That's how it would really be, and it is one way to recharge a magnet actually. There is a way to do that. It's a very good thing because you get to keep a storage unit and also get the solar turbine, so it's definitely a really good thing. Finally decided to start working on my farm here. Need to get that string first. With the string I can make the seed bag, and that'll come in handy eventually here. Seed bag works in a way where it is actually the best way to plant seeds. It will do an area at once, but it can only hold one type of seed at a time. The only downside, but it also makes sense. Whenever you right click, it will do seeds in a large area for whatever's in the bag. It's a great fast way to plant seeds in large farms. Okay, the way the solar turbine works is it needs lead wire. Drop down the solar turbine, you want some spots underneath it. You hook up the lead wire to the battery box, and what you need underneath it is an infinite water source, and the reflective mirrors need to be 5 away from the center. You can have I guess that'd be 11. That'd be a 12 by 12, I believe. That's how far out it can go. So it can take quite a few mirrors for one solar turbine. All you ever really should need is one solar turbine. You can power pretty much everything with just one. It of course does only work during the daylight, so that's where the batteries come into play. Having more than one can be useful if you need to go through the night, especially whenever you're running a server like I am. If a friend of mine joins or anything like that, it definitely would be a good thing to have the batteries. And the best way to know that they're working is you'll see that the reflective mirrors will actually go inward, so you can kind of see them go inside and automatically adjust to the turbine. If it doesn't do that, it's going to be too far away, or it's being blocked by some kind of line of sight. It does have a line of sight, so it can easily be blocked. And I'm going to work on making those reflective mirrors. Alright, so now it's time to make a minimum stone. This is how you do it. You need 4 stone, 4 iron, and a piece of gold to make the inert stone. Now, something to note about the shards of minim. They can be a little difficult to get. You cannot get them from mob spawners. They only seem to drop whenever you actually physically kill them. I have not found a way to actually automate that. For some reason, whenever you kill them, they just don't drop them from fall damage or from the burning of the sun or any of that. Seems to have them drop the shards of minimum. I don't know how they actually managed to pull that off. That's kind of interesting. It's a little strange. I don't know how they changed the loot like that. But yeah, that is the only way that you will be able to get shards of venom. Okay, for some reason this thing isn't spinning. Finally got enough reflective mirrors, at least I should, and the battery isn't charging. Gonna try to use some more lead wire around the battery. Maybe some kind of bug, possibly. Well, still not turning. Oh, thought I just seen it turn for a second there. So you can't seem to go vertical with it. Oh, now it's working. So it looks like you might have to replace the main cable to get it to work, possibly. Yeah, it's working now. Huh. Strange. And yeah, you do want to 5 out just like that, because you can still put reflective mirrors around that last cable to get even more power, get the most in as possible. And in the future, I mean, you can keep adding the mirrors and it's just going to get power faster and faster. I won't really need that until I start doing more things than just the crystallizer. I need to start working on a furnace heater now and get that powered up. Alright, so now that I've got a furnace heater, let's get this show on the road. And it looks like it's getting power correctly. It's already going from the battery. Yeah, if you don't see that red light, then it's not working. The furnace heater, you don't even need wires for it. You would just put what you need directly up against it and it will get the heat from it. And now the crystallizer should be ready to go. I do need a bucket of milk and some lime dyes. A good thing about the crystallizer, you can have up to 5 lime dyes going at once. Or I believe, yeah, it is 5. And it is better to do that because it takes an extremely long time for it to make anything. But you can create 5 at once of anything that you do with it. That's why it has all those slots. At first I thought there would be some kind of weird mixture or something. there really isn't. You just can produce massive amounts at once, which is very good due to the time. One of the nice features that I do like about the Ultimate Pack is this new map system, this radar. You can turn on to show neutral enemies as well, so I can find cows somewhat easily. Right here I can see one, and ready to get that bucket of milk. Let's kill the skeleton here. Where is that cow? Huh. Strange little hole. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so the main source would always go at the bottom like that. And now all I need is to grow cactuses to be able to make the lime dyes. One other note here, there is more than one way to make these lime dyes. The cactus is definitely the best option, but as an example, I think I'm going to show how to do it the other way. Now you can do this with any dye color. That means you can just harvest flowers and do it, and it would be fine. But it would take quite a bit of durability from the minimum stone in order to do it this way. But oh yeah, I think I need to smelt it first actually. Yeah, that's what's going on. You'll notice how I'm using the charcoal. I'm not just throwing stacks in there. The reason why is without an MFE or a Batbox or anything, you do need to control it, otherwise the energy is just going nowhere while it's burning if the generator is full, and you're just losing energy. And as you can see, it takes quite a bit of durability to get that lime dye this way. But yeah, that is one way to do it. There is one other way to do it. Looking for it here. Fuse the cactus green with what was it? Bone meal. That's what it was. Or that drop, which yeah, that's from bees. That's it's gonna be a while before I get to being able to do it that way. So yeah, I do recommend just keeping it at 5 at all times, and just to get the most out of it, and you should be good to go after that. Fast forward to when we can start making the blast furnace here now. Alright, so now I'm going to rewire this very carefully. Let's see, need an MFE and gotta be very careful with the power output here. Make sure I don't blow anything up. Let's try the quartz wrench. No, can't use it. Alright, so looks like I do need the bronze one. Just a little unfortunate because you need a lot of copper and it's not entirely easy to find it. Okay. Huh, it didn't blow up, so I think I'm good. And remember, those electrum ingots are definitely the way to make things. And they're not too hard to make. You do need silver, unfortunately, which since the solar turbine took so much, you will be a little short on it for a while, but and there we go. No blow-ups. Alright. So now I can start throwing in stacks of charcoal and not have to worry about anything. As long as the MFE never gets full, that's all I gotta keep an eye on now. So that's much more efficient now. Alright, so I'm gonna go forward to a couple more things here. And that's going to be the rest of this episode. In the next episode, I should be able to start the beginning of finishing that blast furnace. That will probably take almost an entire episode in itself. Even after I make it, it's going to require casings, which will require a lot of resources. Once I get that going, though, I'll be able to do a lot more and start actually focusing on making those solar panels. I will try to get to the matter fabricator and a recycler as well during that time. Those are the three main goals in this next episode. So I'll see you guys then.